Hi everyone, welcome back, and today I have some garbage here. This is the McFarlane Mega Killer Croc. Now, I know this is a bold claim to whip out in the first 10 seconds of the video, but it's not garbage because, you know, the figure itself is inadequately built, and yeah, don't get me wrong, the figure itself is far from perfect, but I mean, it's not like the worst thing ever either, but the issue here is that the Arkham Killer Croc is easily, the Arkham Asylum specifically, is easily one of my favorite monster designs just of all time. I'm talking top 5. Up there with the AVP 2010 Xenomorph, the Doom 3 Hell Knight, Venom, comic book Violator, Carnage, yada yada yada. It is easily one of my favorite designs of all time. I think it is just such a well done design, very cool. You know, you got the awesome reptile humanoid monster thing going on. Like, it's just awesome. And then on top of that, you know, you had Steve Blum voicing it. I think it was Steve Blum. Had to have been Steve Blum. So, well, here's the issue. The model looks like this. The figure doesn't look like that. Now, the issue here is when you're adapting something like that and you take creative liberties, the issue is it's not an adaptation. I know McFarlane, especially with DC, likes to put his own spin on it. I don't think it's ever explicitly said, but each time he makes a figure, he'll show off a card that's got the figure, and it's not even the same design. So it's almost like a catfish here. You know, he teases you with something that would have been so much cooler. I mean, granted, you know, the photos are still up of the listings for each figure, of course, you know, so you can always see that. I mean, how the hell can you be catfished by a figurine, you know? But it's like, you know, you show me this picture of this awesome design, and then you give me this figure, which looks, if you squint your eyes hard enough, you could I can kind of see it. But literally everything is off. And the problem is that this isn't like a bad design or anything. This is an awesome and excellent design. You didn't need to tweak it at all. There was absolutely zero fucking need to tweak the fucking design. Just genuinely none. You know, that design is absolute perfection here. And on top of that, you want to charge $40 motherfucking dollars for a figure that, again, is, you know, could have easily fit in the same packaging as all the other ones. Again, now don't let it get twisted. McFarlane makes a lot of small and tiny figurines, but, you know, just here, just for comparison, let me whip this bitch out here. Hold up. I should have pulled this thing out sooner. Ah, shit. Alright, it is what it is. This is Hellbat Batman. See how big and bulky he is? This motherfucker was $20 fucking at release. Oh shit, what the hell? Where does all this damn dust come from, dude? God almighty, I hate dust. I hate dust with a burning passion. It just comes from nowhere half the time. This is Hellbat Batman. Now sure, this figure does look like it's bigger than him, bulkier, but it's not inherently any wider. You know, this isn't like the McFarlane Violator figure he did. This is something that easily could have fit in a regular $20 packaging. And by all means, this is a $20 figure masquerading as a $40 figure. Hell, if I'm being more fair here, maybe $30, but again, this figure is relatively small and is not worthy of the mega price point or even the title mega, you know. I mean, hell, the in-game design is much bigger than this. I am positive. So I've really got zero fucking clue here why the hell we're being charged, like, at the very least $10 more, ideally $20. So I guess we'll just get right in, because I'll rip this figure apart as we go through it. Accessories, comes with a regular BBB, big black base. Fucking useless, you know. Rarely are they ever useful. And then here's the cuck card, where he cucks you out of a much better figure, you know. Just, and then the little description still. I'm so disappointed in you for this, McFarlane. Again, McFarlane is absolutely capable of making amazing figures. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like bitch about him like everybody else does and say he's completely useless and worthless to the toy industry, because that's just objectively not true. All right. The problem with McFarlane is that he's a great artist, he's just a bad businessman, and on top of that, it appears he can't take criticism at times, you know. So again, he just doubles down on poor choices, which is a shame because he is absolutely 100%, 1000% capable of making absolute masterpieces. I mean, hell, the McFarlane Violator figure I've got, the Plague Spawn's really great. Anytime he pretty much touches Azrael, it's a certified banger, you know. I mean, like, he makes excellent figures. He just does a lot of poor choices along the way, especially with distribution as well. But that's a topic for another video. So here we've got Killer Croc, more like Killer Croc of shit. Yeah, everybody's talking about Croc Kino. None to be found here, I'm afraid. I want you to look at this man's eyes, because we're going to start off with the head. Look at his eyes. Look at his face. His face just looks kind of weird, doesn't it? I mean, you know, again, my camera quality's becoming shit right now. I don't know why. Work, goddammit. But still, I want you to take a look at this. There's certain details about the face that are missing. The sort of black lips and the universal sort of giant rows of teeth. Again, this would have been perfect for him. He loves to make these giant monster teeth, dude. It would have been perfect, but no, instead we're stuck with this, what is this, grimacing face? Like, he's got no lips, dude. He's got no lips. And there's not even the fucking black fade, like, on this, dude. This figure, okay, this is another problem. The paint is just non-existent on this figure. There is paint, it's just done so weirdly I can't even describe it to you. Again, look at it. You know, this is pretty much in-game. Notice how a lot of the blacks, there's a lot of fades and whatnot. None to be had here. Abso-fucking-lutely none. So, they fucked the color up. Oh, also, it's clearly obvious he only looked at the design, or at this was the only reference photo he had, because I want you to take a look at his collar here. Huh, that's odd. Shouldn't there be two of these sort of bolts? Like, that makes no sense, because, you know, because in the game, it's two fucking pieces. It is two separate fucking pieces that are bolted together. Hold on. We're going to do a bit of a figure comparison here. This is a Mattel Gamerverse figure. This is 3 3/4 inches. They even got the detail fucking right. What is this shit? How the fuck did they even screw that on? See? Because it's supposed to be two separate pieces of fucking metal screwed together so that they can attach chains and shit to it, so that, you know, they can wrestle the Croc and shit. How the fuck do you do this? How do you fuck that up? It's beyond me. Also, there's no paint in the eyes. But this tiny figure that went for $25, but that's because it came with a bunch of other shit, has paint in his eyes. Come on, work with me, lighting. There, you can see it. You can see the tiny dot of paint. It's much better in person, believe me, but still. There's actual fucking paint in his eyes. There's no paint. His eyes are so goddamn fucking tiny, you can't even barely fucking see them. It just looks corny. It looks like a fucking Spawn reject. And look, see? Here. I'm sure, come on. Where's the, oh my fucking God. Why can't my camera just fucking work today, dude? This is such bullshit. See that shit? I'm sure you could see it. Hell, you know what? You could pull the fucking reference photos up. Don't believe me? Pull the reference photos up. It's there. He's got a fucking dot there in his eyes. Reptilian dot. Again, and also just the face shape is so weird, because it's supposed to be more of like a, I don't know, dude. It's supposed to be different. It like narrows out a little too much around the jaw. And don't get me wrong, it does on this other figure here, but that's because this is a faithful recreation of it, and this ain't. And again, that's the problem I have, is that you've got an awesome, I'm talking like 10 out of 10 monster design, and you don't faithfully recreate it. You instead take these liberties that just kind of fuck it up here. And also here's the body, you know. Okay, I will admit this is done decently, not as well, because guess what? In game, it's way more pronounced. It's much more noticeable that Killer Croc's more hunchback. Here, not so much. He just looks way too fucking skinny. Like, if they made him like he is more so in the game, I would have absolutely understand making this into a mega figure, but he's just not built like him. Don't let the big arms fool you here. This isn't right at all. You know, the hunchback should at least extend out to maybe here. You know, I don't fucking know what the hell he was smoking when they were designing this shit. Also, there's no chain around the neck, but that's fine. The fucking 3 3/4 inch one I have doesn't either. And then we're gonna go down to another part that they fucked, the scales. So, yeah, I mean, when you squint your eyes, you're like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see it's kind of like in the game, but they're not smooth at all. Well, I mean, they are smooth, but it just looks much more rougher and dirtier. Whereas this one, even though it doesn't have that much paint on it, looks far better and far more accurate. Like, see? Again, imagine being bitched by a fucking 10-year-old figure that was 3 3/4 inches. I genuinely can't believe it. So, yeah, again, it's just, I mean, yeah, the detailed texture work's fine, but the paint is not at all. They only painted this, you know, a bit, and there's a slight sliver of a black dry brush, airbrush. I don't know what the fuck they did. They just put a little bit of black over the top part. None of this at all. This is the only part here that's actually been blacked properly, you know. But even then, still, the back's just not as big as it should be. The torso is not as big as it should be. Instead, they made his fucking biceps huge. His shoulders and biceps are abso-fucking-lutely ginormous. Like I get the feeling that the torso was supposed to be much bigger, but for some reason, there were just budget cuts, and he was like, nah, it'll be fun. And just shrank the torso or some shit. Because, like, these arms look like it's supposed to belong to Killer Croc. But then he's like, oh shit, well, you know, we made the torso smaller, so might as well make the fucking wrist smaller too. Like, look at this shit. Look, I want you to look at this. Yeah, it might look bigger, but I will, you know, it might look like they're smaller than the biceps and the shoulder. And to a degree they are. But they're not, you know, no, it's a bit more of a balanced size there. Again, I'm just going into autism mode over a fucking, you know, chances are I'm probably wrong. I'm probably just tizzing out really badly here, but like I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here. Like, I got to be right. And also, look, paint there, not there. See, these spikes are supposed to be black, and they're not. But yeah, but we can throw some random gloss and bits of black on the fists here. Yeah, absolutely. Great fucking job, McFarlane. Great fucking job. Again, this figure is so fucking light and vibrant, dude. It's like, you know, wasn't the whole point of Arkham Asylum being a fucking borderline derelict, dingy shithole? I mean, I swear to God, he looks like he's living in a fucking nice-ass prison, dude. He looks like he's in a fucking VIP cell, and his only fucking cellmate's got to be fucking Diddy or some shit. You know? Like, what in the fuck? So, yeah. I mean, look, the texture work is good, admittedly, for the rest of the figure, except here, because, again, it's just not faithful. But objectively, it's fine. It's just the paint's really shitty and doesn't do much to accentuate it. It looks like prototype that didn't get finished in certain places. So at least the shock pads are accurate here. The shock gauntlets he's got are accurate. He's got a closed fist and a open grabbing fist for some reason. I don't know. I can't think of really many places in the game where, in either of the games, where his fists were ever opened like this. They're mostly like, you know, this or this, you know. Then we got go down here. Oh, way too slim. And I will say the only thing that I think is probably the most accurate on this figure is probably the pants. But even then, they're a shade too light. So, you know, we got at least the rope here that is pretty cool. You know, this is such a big-ass motherfucker. He's, you know, he can't have normal belts. He's got to have a fucking giant piece of rope tying his shit together. That's a cool detail, at least. And at least the texture work on this is great. Then we go down here. We got the shock ankles, which I'll say are done admittedly really well. And then we've got these feet, which, again, just the nails are fucking too long, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not going to Google his fucking feet on the internet, but yeah, his nails are way too fucking long, I'll say. So, you know, again, imagine being bitched by a fucking 3 3/4 inch figure is genuinely beyond me. And for size comparison, just so you see how big he really is, you know, this is like an average human. Again, again, he's much bigger than this, you know, much bigger. Maybe not by the, maybe I'm hyper exaggerating here, but again, he's clearly supposed to be a little bit bigger. So, with that said, what do I think of this figure overall? What a waste. What a fucking waste of potential. Like, you could have made, it could have been a fucking Violator 2.0 all over again, you know? You could have had an absolute banger. I'm talking figure of the fucking decade here. And, well, we made him smaller, made him lighter, fucked a lot of the facial features. And, you know, it's just like, my God. And then on top of that, we're going to throw you what it's supposed to fucking look like. Right here. We're going to throw it to you what it looks fucking like, and we're going to serve you this fucking Temu knockoff here. What a fucking joke. Like, again, McFarlane's better than this. He makes great figures, you know. Sure, he makes a lot of bad figures, but he also makes a hell of a lot of great figures as well, you know. Like, I don't want to just be one of those fucking dumbasses who shits on McFarlane religiously, you know. Like, I'm talking like these people treat him like they should be treating Hasbro, dude. Hasbro has done far worse shit than McFarlane ever will. All right, look, I know McFarlane loves his NFTs and whatnot, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, he still makes excellent figures. You know, with the exception of a few here and there, willy nilly. You know, for every Doom Eternal, Doom Slayer figure, there's gonna be you know, at least a couple of great figures like Azrael, you know, and whatnot. But then you get shit like this, and it's like, well, oh my God, it's like being a fucking MCU fan. We're back. Oh, we're not back. Oh, we're back. Oh, we're not back. It's just like, my fucking God. At least I got this for, what, $32 maybe? I don't know. But still, it's still, just fuck off, McFarlane. This shit's bad. Go back to the drawing board and try again, please. I don't know. And now on top of that, you know, I might as well brush on it, even though it's old news, but Mattel is getting the fucking license back, and I'm like, those motherfuckers ran it into the ground in the first place. Like, say what you will about McFarlane, but, I mean, his Azrael figures, I'd say, are a pretty compelling case to let him keep the fucking license. So, you know, but again, you know, he finds ways to fuck it over, especially with distribution, because the only figures that are in distribution are the ones nobody fucking wants. All the figures that would make bank, he limits to these exclusives that get scalped to hell. Like, you know, you would have thought that maybe if you made like 5,000 Azrael figures as opposed to 500 of them, you know, you'd make bank. But no, instead we're gonna make 5,000 fucking Batgirl figures and fucking hazmat Batman figures. Like anybody's gonna want that. Like, I know Batman's the fucking moneymaker these days, but Christ, dude, you've got all these fucking Kino designs here, and you just piss it away. So, again, that'll be all for today, folks. Thanks for watching. Don't buy this piece of shit. You know, just go buy the fucking, try to scout out, if you like the Killer Croc design like I do, just go scout out the fucking Mattel one that I have. Or try to find the DC Collectibles one, even though that one's got some inaccuracies, but it's far more accurate to the source material than this one is. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.